Tonight's greatness in barbecue entertainment is partnered with the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads, the Barbecue Store, Chupacabra Throwdown, Team Cosmos Q Products, Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics, We Branded Promotion, Texas Oil Dub, Team Rectel, Texas Original Charcoal Company, Navy SEAL Danny Dietz Memorial Classic, Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, Pinkerton's Pit Barbecue, Mr. King Sharpening Services, Smoke and Magic, the All Fired Up Cook-Off, Laredo Roofing Solutions, Half-Fast Cooker, and the Chopping Block, Webster and Victoria.
Hey, what's up? I'm Cosmo, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. So grab a drink, park your ass, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss a thing.
Hey there, everybody. This is Aaron the Retro Guy, host of the Morning Roast Radio Show, and you're locked in to the So Smoking Gooder Show. Give it to them, fellas.
Hey, we got any more beer in here? Alright, I'm sorry. I won't talk again. I'm sorry. I'm done. Alright, go ahead, Robbie.
My friends are alcoholics, and I'm competitive.
If you're gonna put it in the box, put it in the box.
And stamp it.
Ooh. Ah. Hey, what's up? I'm Cosmo, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. So grab a drink, park your ass, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss a thing.
Oh, hey guys. Hey, I'm here in Las Vegas learning how to sharpen better for you guys, but I'm not having much luck whenever. But it's your lucky night because you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. Yes.
What's going on, everyone? This is Carlos Calzada from Smoking Nose Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. Throw 'em out.
Are you ready to turn up the heat?
1. Let's go!
Because you've just tuned in to the one and only So Smoking Gooder Show. We're coming to you live from Bullhorn Barbecue headquarters in Cypress, Texas. This is the show where we talk all things barbecue and brews, and you better believe we're here to have a good time. Get ready for the man who knows barbecue like the back of his hand, the guy who can tell you the difference between an IPA and a stout blindfolded, and the life of every party, your barbecue pitmaster and the host with the most, Rob Arocha. Whether you're part of the Gooder Gang or just here for the special guest, barbecue competition updates, or maybe even to rate some boxes, strap in, fire up those smokers, and crack open a cold one, because the So Smoking Gooder Show starts now.
What is up, Gooder Gang? Welcome to the show. It might look a little different. I hope it looks a little different because we spent a lot of money on it. So honestly, I hope it looks a little different to you guys on screen. We got us some new equipment that we're playing with this weekend. Let me make sure. Is the volume too loud? We'll figure it out. Ty will come in here in just a minute. Let me know how things look, how things are sounding. But welcome to the show, guys. Happy Gooder Wednesday to you. You know what we do here. It's a little after 8 o'clock on a Wednesday, and we're going to talk some barbecue here on the So Smoking Gooder Show. We've got another great lineup for you tonight. We do have our co-host, Mr. Eddie Morales. He is in the house tonight. We also have some special guests, a husband and wife duo that has been killing it for a number of years. But they just had a big weekend a couple weeks ago in Memphis. And we'll visit with Miss Jessica and Mr. Stephen Ohler from Big O's Barbecue. Look at that. Look at that shirt that they had on there. Pretty amazing. Well, I hope you like what we got going on here. Look at this. I got some new fun here. I got some new equipment here. That's a little too much. That is a little too much for you guys right now, but we can come back out. We can zoom out. We are professionals on this show now, and I can even blur the background. Look at that. Look at that. I'm excited. Ty, get in here, Ty. Get in here, Ty. Share some of this with me. What are you thinking? How we look? How do I sound?
Sounds good. Looks good. Yeah, absolutely.
Was that a little too close?
Yeah, that was a nice close up. Need to get some close now when we do the bag to box. Man, that's gonna be some nice zooms in.
This thing will focus on whatever I put in there. This is a bad mama jama. That's it.
So Smoking Gooder Show ain't fucking around. We're opening our production game, baby.
Ain't playing anymore, Ty.
That's what I'm talking about.
We're not playing. We need to hook up Eddie. We need to hook up Eddie. Eddie's got it going on there. We'll get Eddie here in just a second. But Ty, I want to share some special stuff with you. You had a big weekend last weekend, bro. That's why we couldn't do. Well, last week were you out of town, or were you celebrating something? You were out of town, I believe.
Yeah, I was out of town. I was actually in Waco, Texas. My youngest daughter, Cadence, got married. So she found the love of her life. His name's Jaden Stover. So now congratulations. I have my number 5 is Cadence Stover. She's a journalist up in Waco. She works for Midway ISD. She's a rock star in everything she does, and she does a lot of stuff. And Jaden's very patient, very kind, very into cars. She gets along with the family. So it's they're awesome, beautiful.
Brother. That's amazing. Congratulations. We've heard about this young lady. She is a go-getter, a rock star. She's already a journalist. Look at this. Awesome, bro.
Yeah, that's me. That's me waiting to go into the church. And as you can see, the church door is open. So she's wanting me to block her. So the 5 minutes or though that I'm getting to sit there with her is just really cool to, I love you. I love you, Dad. Block for me. Don't let them see me. Make them shut that door. And I'm calling people in the church.
Planning on going here. It's a barbecue show, but what's that like for a father to walk their daughter down the aisle? I had no idea what it was like, other than maybe seeing it in the movies. I didn't ask anybody what it was like. I just wanted to experience it because I would love for you to let me say this, Rob. I appreciate you. So that way, Cadence can see this. I was away a lot, so for being deployed when my kids were growing up. So a lot of the first 5, I didn't get to see a lot. So we kind of tried to jam a lot of fun and everything into every time I was either here. When I had them, I was divorced from my first wife, so being able to spend the time that I've got to spend with my kids from 2017 until now has been really good. And then to participate in the wedding, to walk her down the aisle, it's like see the beautiful church there, walk her down the aisle, little organ in there, beautiful church, walking her, it was just cool as hell. So, that's what my weekend was. So, I'm on cloud 9, bro. Well, congratulations. She's gorgeous. You look great too, Ty. You've been, I know you've been hard at it, bro. You've been hard at it. Look at that. Look at producer Ty and his lovely daughter. Pretty special, bro. That's awesome. And this is what I like. We're spending little moments with the Gooder gang, talking about our personal life. My son graduated. I don't have pictures for anybody. I should have put them up there, but my son graduated this weekend as well. Evan Arocha, who you guys know, who's the inaugural Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Junior champion. Not only that, he's just a special kid, and he works at the barbecue store. If some of you guys that maybe have been into the barbecue store have seen Evan, and maybe he's helped you out a little bit. But that young man, who is now 18, graduated this past weekend. So big special moments here on the show with and I know Eddie, we'll get Eddie in here, but his beautiful wife celebrated a birthday recently. So lots of stuff going on all three of us here. Let's get Eddie in here. Right there he is right there. Eddie, what's up, brother?
What up?
What's up, brother? How are you?
What's up, brother? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Man, you look the same to me, dude. No shit.
Well, I hope somebody else says I look different. At least I can do this. I can zoom out. So and not focus the background. Oh, here's another thing. But anyway, talk about your lovely wife. She just celebrated her birthday. That was pretty cool. Y'all, I love the fact y'all just like, just us. We're just it's just us.
Nah, that's it, man. Man, she had a birthday on Saturday, and man, I didn't cook this weekend, so man, we went out, had some dinner, and man, I just got her a bunch of random stuff,
That's cool, bro.
So man, I started at midnight. Right at midnight, I lit some candles, and brought her a cake out, and she was taking a nap, so I woke her up. So it was cool. Yeah, she didn't want to do anything.
A nap at midnight. She's asleep, bro. That's what that was.
Well, it started off as a nap, and then it just kept on
going. All right, so I do look a little different. Look at Ty. Ty, thank you very much. Ty, producer Ty is on it. But yes, look at that. Look at my kid. That's Evan Arocha. For those that don't know, but he's a badass, and he's a good kid. He's just an all around great kid, and I'm excited for his future. But there's Diane and I, and my son Evan at the graduation was a special moment, big time moment for the Arocha family. And Ty,
congrats.
Walking his daughter down the aisle, and you celebrating with your lovely bride a birthday. So anyway, that's what's going on in the Gooder Gang, hosts and producers. But Eddie, you've been killing it, bro.
Man, I just been getting lucky.
You know what? Lucky is part of it, but also skill. You got to have skill, and then you got to get pushed with luck. But bro, you've been on fire. What is going on with you? How you feeling out there, man? You got to be feeling pretty confident.
I feel confident, but at the same time, it's like, well, fuck. Now, people are like, oh shit, is he gonna do it again? And it makes it kind of. It makes it more fun, I guess. There's more of a rush to, you.
I feel like you've always had eyes on you when the pit father in that black trailer rolls in.
Yeah, I mean, man, I guess, but we all hit our ups and downs, and man, I hit a down recently, and man, hopefully we're back. I don't know. We'll see. It's going.
So when you are down, what's your mentality? Get back up,
man. Get back up.
That's right.
I mean, obviously you ain't gonna win them all, right?
No.
I mean, it would be stupid to think, unless your name's Brad Leininger. But
ooh, speaking of Brad, he's starting a show this weekend. We'll talk about that as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, but no, man, it's been going good. I've been getting blessed. So, we need 3 more for the jack.
3 more. So you're sitting on 4 bungs. Eddie needs 3. I need 4. Uncle Eddie is growing up now. Sell the damn rub already. Carl won't give me none. I don't know what he's talking about. We'll give some shout outs to the Gooder Gang. But first off, real quick, I want to another cool thing about having this new camera is I can do this. I have the old camera that I was using forever. I got this Logitech Brio. What am I doing here? Oh, it's the wrong camera. Anyway, but I can give you all some little looks. Don't look at all that mess in the corner there. But this is the studio right here. I got my burnt bean shirt on because they are now #1 Texas Monthly, top #1 out of top 50 barbecue joints in Texas. But I'm really proud of these double boots here. This is Mr. Producer Ty's boots back here. I was blessed to win another one this couple weeks ago. Sorry, I was out last week for jury duty. We won't go over that other than the guy's guilty. Yeah, it was it was fun. It was cool. Not the jury duty, but Win and Ty's boot was great. Shout out to the Tomball VFW. They always do a great job. Drink if you're listening. Laura Caldwell ran a phenomenal room out there, but I double GC'd. Had a couple weekends, Saturday and Sunday, one weekend, Saturday and Sunday, double GC'd. So that was pretty cool. Got to be catapulted.
I don't have enough teams or what?
There you go. We did have enough teams, not for a state, which sucks because that would have been nice.
Not first day.
Not first day either because it wasn't it wasn't a first time event. Yeah, we would have had enough for sure of that, but yeah, it sucks. Other than that, yeah, it would have been nice to be sitting on 4, even 5, but that's how it rolls. That's how it rolls. So, all right, well, let's enough of us. I'm gonna give we got to do what we do on this show, and we give shout outs to the Gooder Gang. You can take a step back real quick, but Ty, let's play some music and start naming names, and I will say hello to these people. Evening, all ZZ Top fan, because we got to get our guests in. It's 15 in. Pit Life Barbecue Podcast, Johnny Maggs, what's up? How you doing? The Dude Barbecue, again, if you're not following this guy on TikTok. Mr. Keen Sharpening Service. Big congrats to Ernest and Davis. Absolutely. Teresa, Redheaded Cookers in the house. What's going on, Miss Teresa? Daddy Dutch Barbecue, what is up? How are you? Who else we got? Poochie Cridler, what's up, Gooder Gang? Good to see you, Poochie. Burley Gunter, what's up, guys? Steve Quinn, what's up? Ty, Robin, Eddie, let's go. I'm with you. Let's go. Lucas Armstrong from across the pond, actually across the world in Australia. Jared McCrory, evening, everybody. Jared, I'll be saying your name. Corby Simpkins, what's up? Micah Ward Waltney. My pits are burning. Kevin Hernandez, what's up, homies? Robert Leal, what's up, Gooder Gang? We got Ruth Ann. What's up, Miss Ruth Ann? There's Mama checking in. Lance Bracco in the house. What's up, fellas? Sam DeMeritt. You can check his show out on Mondays. A couple nights ago. David Cano. What's going on? What's up? Another RGC for that man. Bobby Delgado in the house. Quattro D. Drum Smokers, if you don't know. Smoking and toasting. Getting a little ribbon on Facebook, which I love. You know, that's fun. We always have fun with each other. Larry Vaughn, Senior, afternoon from North Jersey. Twisted D in the house. Donnie, if you don't know already, what's up? Sean Trainer, hola gangstas. Firebox Barbecue, what's up, Gooder Gang? Lorenzo Rodriguez, man, Meat Pimp in the house. Welcome to the show, bro. Come, I'm glad you're here. Jimmy Savage, James Minotti, peace. Trent Lichka, what's up, my shigas? That's a different show, I think. Corby Simpkins, there we go. G. Walt, Sean. Who else we got here? I know we got 60 already in. All right, is that it? Renee Sanchez, what's going on? Daddy Dutch again. All right, I think we're good. Ty, are we good? I think we're good. Little Gringo in the house. What's up, boys? All right, I think we're good there. Let's get our guests in for the evening. We're talking about a mom and pop team. Can we say that? Are they old enough for being called mom and pop, Eddie? You're muted. You're muted, bro.
I don't think so. They're not old enough yet.
They're not old enough. But how about a
young bucks?
Husband and wife duo that's been killing it. What do you know about Big O's Barbecue, Eddie, before we bring them on?
Man, they're both badass. Man, they're fucking hilarious to be around when they talk shit to each other. Man, I fucking love it. It's my favorite thing.
They do give some ribbon to each other, and it's a great husband and wife team that have been killing it for a number of years. Brisket is what I know them for very well, especially as of late within the last 4 years or so. But we're talking about Big O's Barbecue, Miss Jessica Ohler and Stephen Ohler from Big O's Barbecue out of Lake. Are you out of Lake Jackson, guys? Let's bring them in, Ty.
West Columbia, baby. West
Columbia. Did I say a faux pas? Is that bad saying you're from Lake Jackson?
Oh, you're off in Wade Whitlow's neck of the woods. Him and Allen.
Him and Allen. That's where I met you guys. The BC. What was it? Brazoria County. What'd y'all call yourself?
I think it was Brazoria County Fair, wasn't it?
No.
I don't remember what we used to call it.
Y'all had a mafia.
Yeah.
LBC barbecue.
Yeah,
Something
I think
like that.
it was LBC. What was that?
Lower Brazoria County.
Lower Brazoria County. It was the LBC crew, I believe, because it was Alan Day, Josh Tilkey, you guys, Wade Whitlow. There's probably a couple others. LBC is now a thing of the past, but I remember meeting you guys during the LBC days with Wade. How long you guys been doing this competition barbecue thing, guys?
I guess right at about 10 years.
Okay. Yeah, we started about the same time then.
About 15, 16, somewhere right in that area.
All right. Very nice.
Jessica kind of took 5 years off and then decided to start kicking my ass. She figured out what I was doing. And you know what? I'm good now.
So, well, speaking of that, please introduce yourself to the Gooder Gang. Is this your first time on the show, guys? On this show?
Yeah.
All right.
Really?
Well, welcome.
A few drunk moments, when we were somewhere, but never on the show.
Yes. But welcome to the show officially. Introduce yourself to the Gooder Gang. We all know you guys. You guys are participants. You guys are Gooder Gang members. But please introduce for people that may not know that are watching right now. We got almost 70 already. 70K.
Stephen Ohler, Big O's Barbecue, West Columbia, Texas.
And Jessica Ohler.
Jessica Ohler, Big O's Barbecue / Miss O's Barbecue when I want to whip his ass.
Oh, I like it.
There you go.
I like it. Have y'all gotten better when y'all team up?
Yeah. We don't fight anymore. Just, hey, just do it how you want and go on about your way.
How do y'all decide if you're going to team up or not?
Hey, if she wants to kick my ass that day, I'm just going to let her cook because she's going to walk. I don't have any choice anymore.
I said brisket cook for sure, but Jessica's a fucking rib queen. I feel like she's a badass in ribs, and you guys are a badass you're a badass in brisket. So is that how y'all do? If y'all are together, are you doing ribs? He's doing brisket.
Oh, for sure.
Who's doing chicken and pork?
Well, he's sucking at chicken, and pork we're kind of both got our hands in the pot on.
So you're doing chicken.
Better, though. Pork is finally getting better and better. But chicken,
very nice. Well,
turn it in.
Y'all just we'll table this, but y'all just went to the biggest pork contest in the world, the Memphis in May deal. So you just said y'all are both kind of involved there. So we'll table that, but let's talk about Texas barbecue. Eddie, when you have a question, please chime in and say what you want. But you said you've been doing it for 10 years, Steve. Jessica, you've kind of watched him for about 5 years, which is a lot. This is what a lot of mom and pop teams do. I'll call you mom and pop teams.
I'm too young for mom and pop. He's old enough for that because he's in his 40s, but I'm only in my 30s.
Okay, what's the age gap here?
Man, why do I ask some questions?
Because this is what we want to know, bro.
I want to say 8 years.
Kind of 9-ish, 8.5, 9-ish.
All right. What
so
do we want to take?
Steve-O's 40 and she's 31.
32. Steve-O's almost 41.
I was close.
Fucking old motherfuckers, bro. Not compared to me.
Getting smarter as I get older. I don't talk no shit.
Compared to Eddie. No, this is trust me, you guys are very young. Bro, y'all got into this early on, I feel like, except for David Cano right now. David Cano is 25, I think he said he is right now. And it's that's a young guy that's going at it right now. But you started very young, man. I feel like you got in this game very young. I didn't get into this game till I was almost 40. I was 39, I think, when I got into this thing. Let me hold that red. What's up, Wes? Wes Garrett's in the house. West. Okay. Eddie says West. I know this isn't the Shiggin show, but people have said we need a brisket tip or two, not a recipe, a tip or two. So I want you to think about that. And later on, you know how we do this show about the Mount Rushmore and the barbecue homies. I hope you already thought about that. Are y'all gonna do it together, or are we gonna do separate things?
Separate.
Yeah. Oh, separate. There we go.
Eddie said separate. he didn't even hesitate.
We made everybody else do separate, so
I was not prepared for this.
Yes. Serge is asking. So, I know that my boy, why am I not so bright? I know that Eddie can't see the difference, but Serge is that a new camera? Absolutely.
I'm just kidding, bro. Calm down.
Absolutely. We're good. But why is it so dark now? I thought this thing was bright. Anyway, we're cool. We're good. You know what I can do? Let's do this. Zoom in. That's too much. That's too much. All right, I'm playing. All right, anyway.
Too much, Rob.
That's too much. I got it. It's too much. So, all right. So, like I said, you've been in it for a while now. How's the game changed for you, Steve? When you started to now? We'll talk that, and we're gonna talk some Big O's barbecue.
I don't know. How has it really changed? Gotten smarter?
Maybe you got a better.
How about what did you start cooking on versus what you're doing now?
Oh gosh.
Well, I've always been on drums. Well, I take that back. Started on a vault, then went to drums.
You started on a safe.
Yeah, safe then a vault. And then I realized drums were easy to throw in the back of the truck and go. Yeah, that was Tony Gonzalez kind of pushed me off in that.
Oh yeah, Tony G. Is he still around? What's Tony doing?
He comes out every once in a while and hangs out, but he's just patrolling in Lake Jackson.
All right, that's good.
But I think when we started, you didn't have the head start of the classes and all the social media and all that. You had to figure it out on your own.
100%. What do you think about classes nowadays, Steve? A lot of people are doing them.
I think they're great. I mean, yes, it gives you a head start. I mean, how can you fail with something that's working?
Yeah, you can't. You can't fail with something that's working. But as a competition cook, you started on, like you said, 10 years in. They weren't available then. As an old school guy, are you still? Are you cool? Are you doing classes by chance? Are y'all hosting classes yet?
Nah.
Would you ever think?
I don't
about
like people enough to do classes.
Well, I tell you what, if you said we're doing a one-on-one brisket class, I think you would definitely have quite a few suitors for that. But yeah. So, but again, I don't know, Eddie. How do you feel about classes? I know you take a few classes. I've taken Phil's class. I've said it on the show many times. I've been involved with Robert, helping him with the audio video, and that's how I got in with Phil as well. Except
I think they're great.
I did do a private class with Phil. No, I do 100%. And
I
feel like
great.
if you're a new
guy,
guy,
I want somebody to see. That's the thing, man. Try it out first before you take a class. Go get your ass whooped a couple of times, like we all did, and then take a class later. Or you could take a class if you want to start off, but don't be scared. Don't be a pussy.
Hey, say that again, Eddie, please.
Which part? And don't be scared. Don't be a pussy.
All right. We're doing this tonight. Well, yeah, don't be scared. Go in there, dive in. But I do like what Eddie said. Go out there and cook a little bit. Get a little bit of background. Get a little bit of knowledge of how you cook already, where your scores might fall, and then do a class. Right, Eddie? That's what I think. Yeah. All right.
Or
very nice.
Go take a class and be a pussy.
All right, Ty's going to highlight some of the questions here in just a minute. Thank you very much, ZZ Top. I need 46 more subscribers. It costs nothing. If you're new on YouTube, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. But Ty's going to, if you have questions for our guest tonight, Miss Jessica and Mr. Stephen Ohler from Big O's Barbecue, put them in the comments. Ty will star them, and we will ask them of them. But I do have a few questions for these guys. All right, so you talked about some of those guys back in the day you were cooking against, Josh and Wade and Alan. Where are those guys right now? What are they doing? And Tony, who else am I missing? They were a great group of guys that when I was getting started in barbecue, these were the guys that I would hang out with. Josh and his selfies, which I loved all the time. Alan and his Sons of Barbecue. And then then became Captain Alan. Tony became Patrolman Tony, and who else did I mention just a few minutes ago?
Wade.
Anyway, Wade is now married
dad.
Wade and a dad. Yeah, married dad, father Wade. So all these guys, I understand what happened to them and they've changed their lives or whatever, but do they still come out and cook or hang out or do anything? Do they go to your crawfish bowls or anything like that? I miss those guys. Give me a heads up on what they're doing. Give me an update, please.
I see Josh and Tony more than any of them. Josh will come out and do Texas Angels. He'll come cook every once in a while.
Okay.
Alan kind of retired and got him an offshore boat. That's where he spends all his money.
Oh, so he went from that smaller boat. Now he's outside. He's out offshore.
Yeah.
Good for him. Good for him.
And then Tony's just patrolling on Lake Jackson. He just got remarried again and just enjoying life.
Remarried again?
Remarried,
Well,
not remarried again.
That's a difference. That is a different there. All right. Well, good for those guys. I'm glad that they're doing all right. They're all around still, right? They're still.
Oh yeah.
They're still above ground. That's good because I never see him anymore, and it's good to see. Good to hear from Alan. I loved hanging out with Alan. We once did a case. He would do his dairy cone contest. Were y'all ever part of that?
Yeah,
I think y'all were. But when I was doing it, it was Josh Tilkey, it was Alan Day, Wade Whitlow, Clay Gainey. I think who else was all involved in that. Myself, Louis Liendo. It was a good time. So I got to see those guys at least once a year. But then, about, 6 years ago, I feel like they all said, we're done. We're not cooking. We're not cooking anymore. But talk about the competition in Brazoria County. You guys have produced quite a few cooks out there. And now the younger crowd, like Eric Riojas, Trent, a lot of the guys that followed you guys up are still are they called minions now, Jessica?
I think
what
they're
these guys
the
called
elite
now?
teams.
The elite team from Brazoria County. What's going on with this new group, and who do y'all want to mention that is part of this new group from Brazoria County? Because I feel like y'all are a force now. Y'all are traveling across the country, killing it. Kansas City, Memphis now. What's going on with this group?
I mean, it's a bunch of new guys. They're enjoying it. I mean, they've all been around. They were beer drinkers, and they figured out what it's like to win. They're loving it. Eric's going to be Eric. He's just, sometimes he's going to do great, and then Daisy's going to do even better.
And then sometimes he's going to sit around and be a lady on Friday night and carve fruit and decorate for Memphis.
Is that what he did?
He did. He messed up and told us he took some kind of culinary classes, and Jessica put him to work.
Was he putting the rinds in the cold water, that kind of stuff? Was that happening?
If you need a
Martha Stewart
mushroom made out of a radish or strawberry little frilly thing, that's the guy.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Hey, but you need all those team members, and you guys assembled a cool team for Memphis in May. So talk about how this happened. When did you guys decide to say, obviously it takes a conversation between both of you guys. Are we going to do this? What's it cost? What made you guys decide to tackle Memphis in May, and how did this even become on your radar? Because here in Texas, we always heard about it. We always know about it. But, it's always been a off-site contest where it's only pork. It's only ribs, pork shoulder, and hog. How did this get on your radar? What happened? And how did the conversations happen? And we was like, we're going to fucking do this.
I think, was it Pfeiffer that called you and told him that, their CBA had gotten some deal with Memphis in May, whereas if you win over 100 team contest that you get an automatic approval or invitation or whatever to cook Memphis. And so I told him, I was like, well, we said this year we already had such a jump. We were going to go ahead and chase points. I was like, let's go balls to the wall. Let's just go ahead and go to Memphis. And he was wishy-washy for a few days. And I was like, no, we're going.
So you were the driving force, Jessica.
She was.
Well, I mean, we were cooking ribs, so it's me. So yeah, we're going.
I love it. So Definitely. So y'all chose right off the bat ribs instead of shoulder and hog. I mean, have y'all ever cooked a hog?
No.
Okay.
We knew ribs was our best chance, and a few guys in the last couple of years have done good there from Texas. Justin West, I think, finished second 2 or 3 years ago. Mike Seeley was right at the top 10 2 years ago.
Yep.
So, I mean, I got some good information, and a lot of people told me, you're crazy if you do St. Louis, you're crazy. And I was like, I mean, a good rib is a good rib. I mean, I think you get a way better bite out of St. Louis, and we're going to run what we know. And so we went in there with a game plan, and, turned out and worked for us.
Sorry. Did Justin West, did they do St. Louis, or did they do babies back when they
did St. Louis?
Okay. And I know Mike Seeley. Sorry. They'll settle down. Oh, your dogs are barking now. Oh my goodness.
I hear yours.
Anyway, so I know, so you're saying Justin did St. Louis. I know Mike Seeley did St. Louis. I love the fact that our Texas teams are going up there and introducing this St. Louis deal. Obviously, I guess I'm assuming you guys did St. Louis as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And you heard people telling you, hey, that's probably not the best play here. What made you decide to just stick with that, that play, St. Louis versus Baby Backs, which is what they're all known for?
Because, a lot of their judges are NBN, some are KCBS, but we just had to hope not to get the NBN judges. But they are told, not to make you double bone St. Louis ribs. Now, one of our trainee judges talked one of our judges into getting double bone. And that kind of hurt us a little bit on our scores, because you can't take your fingers and push it between two bones in a St. Louis and keep the meat on them at all. I don't care what you do. It's not going to happen. And so he was our worst judge we had. And that's the one that basically come back afterwards and told Jessica, basically Friday nights for the women to make decorations and Saturdays for the men to cook. Which, it didn't sit well in nobody's eyes.
Oh, shit.
Damn. What's his name? Let's give him some.
I don't know.
Some famousness.
Well, I went ahead and informed Memphis and May of their shadow judge doing this because they're training judges. And so they said, if somebody's way out of line, let them know. Well, when that guy came back and gave me those comments and then told me, like, you should go to a couple of the barbecue restaurants around Memphis to really figure out what you should be turning in, I was like, yeah, fuck you. And I went ahead and let the head judge people know. And they were like, he said, what? He cannot say that about, basically the decoration and stuff is just for the women to do on Friday night. It gives them something to do.
That's a pretty messed up thing to say.
I really wanted to be like, well, come over here and let's meet our women.
Especially the head cook. Basically, you're the head cook of this team this weekend. I know
Man, don't they have like a couple of all women fucking whole hog teams too?
Yeah.
Yes.
And they fucking kill it every year. So
yeah, the Uvons is full of ladies that do their do the whole hog.
And they always usually walk. But
so we learned a ton from it. Just that the on-site is a killer.
That's a good question. What did you know going into it versus what you learned coming out of this thing?
Grant filled us in with a lot of information. Like he was my go-to, every day for 2 weeks, texting, asking different questions and stuff like that, how to approach them. Now we didn't really tell the stories that you should to get more points, and how your great grandma's sauce recipe you took with you and all that kind of stuff. We didn't do any of that. We just presented a good product, Jessica did all the slicing. I stood back nervous and drank my cold beer, and I just let her have it.
So I know you a little bit, Steve. No, I've known you for a few years now, but did you not do that purposely? Like, we're not going to do all that shit. We're just going to give them some good food and let them decide. Or did you purposely decide that y'all didn't have a good story or something like that? Was that something y'all didn't want to put the story together? Because I know they eat that up. I mean, that's part of Memphis. The on-site judging, that is part of their whole. You got to cook good food, obviously. But
as TJ said, Nana kind of got left out. They had the conversation before, and they forgot about Nana during the on-site judging.
So who did the talking for the on-site judging?
TJ.
Well,
Me and TJ, we both kind of tag teamed that, and we didn't know what exactly you were supposed to say, what they wanted to hear. And some of it is like they wanted to hear more about like how your stuff is made, what your timeline is, what your process is, what are you cooking over, what kind of things are you seasoning with, do you make your sauces homemade, and all sorts of stuff. And we didn't know that was part of what we needed to fill in there.
Okay, well, that's a good question we'll ask later. But so y'all didn't know that going into it, but y'all learned that now. So that was my question was, what y'all know going into it, and what y'all learn after? So y'all know, the backstory, right? The story of how the sauce is done or whatever, how the ribs are harvested is really what it's a dog and pony show. And I've been a part of this thing a couple times, and I've seen Kendall Adair from Smoked Sauce and Smoke or Smoking something. I'm sorry. Kendall. I'll remember it in a minute. But this guy was a genius. He was a master at the on-site presentation. He was really good. It was like he had done this many times, which he had. And for a Texas team that we don't get those on-site opportunities to present, I'm sure that had to be a little intimidating, a little different. How did you guys, Jessica, you said you were part of this deal. What were you nervous? I'm sure you're pretty little nervous going into it, but you get 3 opportunities. So during the first on-site versus the third, did it get easier for you a little bit?
It did get easier. Like our first judge actually gave me
This next year, they're going to know Jessica lost a toe fighting Nana for that secret glaze. That is something that's going to put y'all over the top. There was a ninja fight for that.
No. So there was actually a comment made from one of the judges, because the judges, your on-site judges, will come back to your spot and after judging is done and let you know, like, this is the score I gave you. This is why I gave you the score. Which our very first judge that we seen for the day, he came back and he was like, look, I gave y'all a 999. Your presentation was what kept y'all from winning, because there's this comparative judging. He was like, y'all's presentation is what kept you from winning first. He was like, I don't care that you gave me a St. Louis over a baby back. He said it was a damn good rib. Don't change anything on it. He said that mostly like, one team 1 year only, he couldn't decide who to pick for his number one because they score them 1, 2, and 3 on theirs, and they got he couldn't decide. So their number one was chosen because the team told him, we make our own sauce. It's all this stuff. So that's one of the things that we were like, okay, yeah, we totally forgot to include that because that was part of our spiel that we had, and we didn't include it.
Eddie, anything? Ed, I got a couple questions after you.
No, go ahead.
All right. So as a Texas team going there, what advice would you give other Texas teams that want to do that? Because I feel like me personally, I already said I've been there a couple of times, so I kind of have a background there. But people that maybe do not have a background for Memphis in May, what's the one takeaway that you would impart to them, give them some advice? But would you encourage them to do it? Because it is a lot of money. It's a travel. It's, just lots more going into it than you may expect. Would you encourage them to do it? Would you at least give them some ideas? But was this something that you want to go back and do next year?
We're going back.
We're going back because we already qualified by finishing in the top 10, so we're going back.
Hell yes.
It's worth it. The people were great. I mean, it was amazing.
What did y'all finish in ribs?
10.
We were 10th in ribs.
Oh, nice.
With spares, full spares.
I wonder what Reggie Q did.
Reggie Q is his team.
He was second rib and third overall, I think.
Did they do baby backs? Do you know?
Yes, they did baby backs.
All right.
I hate baby backs.
So were you the top spare rib? Do you know?
Don't know.
Possibly.
I mean, I don't know how many of them would actually do a spare rib, so by the teams I hear, I wouldn't think they would be doing spares.
So Jessica, are you going to go back and do spares again, or are you going to maybe, do what they know? I mean, that's a good question. I know we're prideful and we're like, we're going to win with spares. Damn it. But you're in a different sandbox in Memphis. This is not our sandbox. The judges, some of them just may be like, what is that? And you're already at a loss at that point. So I feel to be 10th overall, you already overcame a lot. So you had a damn good rib to begin with. But I don't know. That's a tough call. I think you could do that same flavor profile and same everything and turn in a damn good baby back. What do you think?
I'm not a baby back person in any kind of way. I mean, but then again, I'd like to be able to say, hey, we're the first team ever to win Memphis and May with
a spare. Yeah. No, I get it. That's why I said I know we're prideful and we want to give the spares and say, hey, we're from Texas, damn it. We're gonna give you a spare and we're gonna win.
I'm not afraid of a challenge. I mean, we've been to comps where Steven and I cook against each other and he'll be like, oh, so-and-so in here is here and so-and-so is here. And man, it's going to be tough. And I'm just like, yeah, it is what it is.
So you say you're not afraid of a challenge by continuing to do spares, or you're not afraid of a challenge to cook something you're not used to in a baby back?
No, I think I'm going to continue spares.
Okay. Little Gringo, we know him as a KCBS master judge. He said there are a lot of judges that also judge KCBS over at Memphis. So
that's exactly what I was going to say. They were saying they're bringing in a lot more KCBS judges as well now that are getting in there. So you're kind of in there. I mean, you've got a chance. Our third judge is actually, one was from Houston and one was St. Louis. So, I mean, it was perfect for them to come in there. They loved it. I think that was who gave us our 10, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So talk about the event itself. It's definitely, it's no longer, the Memphis and May portion is no longer on the river over there. That's where I was used to over there, which is beautiful. This is now at the Memphis Stadium where they play. Was it the Memphis Tigers, whatever it is? The college, the university, Memphis University.
I was like, what?
that's where the contest is held nowadays. Was it good? Did you have plenty of room? Everything good to go?
Don't get the smallest spot.
Yeah, don't get the small spots. Whatever.
Is that what y'all did? Hey, great advice. Great advice if you're going to do it.
Spend the extra and get the next size up.
Yeah, once you get a trailer in there and put you a pop-up 18 by 30, it's tight, but you don't have the room when you got to cook 20 racks of ribs. I mean, we had drums for a mile around the corner sitting back there, but don't do it.
All right, so you had an 18 by 30 space?
Yeah.
And you had your trailer. And what did y'all cook on for this contest?
Drums.
So how many drums do you have?
We took 6 drums and we did 18 racks.
Okay. Makes sense.
Damn.
You can do it. So how many do you have to? Go ahead, Eddie.
Did all the racks taste the same?
I have a whole process and I followed that process. But let me just tell you, that is a whole lot of aluminum foil to wrap 18 racks of ribs, and I don't recommend it by yourself.
So you had 3 on each drum, 18 racks. I know you have to stage them to go to the finals. So how did y'all work that, right? And so I said that I know y'all have to stage them, but please explain to the Gooder gang what that means. Well, how's that work? You gotta turn in your box, and then you gotta prepare for the on-site judging if you make it, right?
No, so you have to turn in your box.
Okay.
And then so your box is due at 11, your first judge is going to be at your site at 11. And you have to see 3 judges, and they're going to be, one judge comes in for 15 minutes, they leave, you get like 2 minutes to reset everything. Second wave of judge comes in, they're there 15 minutes, reset, third judge comes in. This year, all of them had a shadow judge. So instead of just seeing 1 judge, you saw 2, but only one of the scores counted.
Nice. All right. So everybody gets on-site judging. I just thought it was a finalist. No?
No, if you make finals, they'll come and tell you like, hey, you were the top 3 in ribs, you were the top 3 in shoulder or whole hog. And then finals will come then. And I don't know if it's 6 or 4 judges that come for that.
4 this year.
Okay, so that's a shit ton of ribs you got to prepare for. So how did y'all work that staging? I'm sorry, go ahead, Eddie.
So y'all didn't know y'all were 10th?
Not until
y'all didn't know y'all were going to be top 10.
Yeah, not until awards. So it's a huge surprise. That was the good part about it.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So you cooked 18 total or 18 to begin with?
18 total.
Okay, so did y'all stage them or just rest them the whole time?
We did 2 different waves. So we did one, and then like an hour and a half later, we started the second batch.
Okay, very nice. Very nice. Well, that's cool. All right, so y'all were... Do the top 10 get finalist badges or cards? Or
No,
how does that work?
Only top 3.
Top 3, okay.
Yep, top 3, and rib, shoulder, and hog is all they do. So you're kind of disappointed when you go to awards, but then it's more exciting when you do get your name called.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. So you had like I mentioned earlier, y'all had a pretty badass crew with you. Who all did you take to come with Big O's barbecue?
We had Seth Hendrickson went with us, Travis Tarkelly, Eric Riojas, Josh Jones, TJ, and then my kiddo Zoe went with us as well. That was
John and Bernie.
John and Bernie.
That was
so
nice.
I mean, we had a stacked crew of workers to make sure, how everything went together. So it was pretty smooth.
That is a stack crew. I know a couple of those names that you mentioned. I'm sure the other ones are just as qualified as well. But how did y'all work that crew? I mean, Jessica was the boss apparently in this whole situation.
She was the boss.
What were you doing? Were you just secondary guy? What were you doing there, Steve?
Guy while I was seasoning and wrapping, and it got a little insane because it was like I seasoned the first 9, put them on, waited like an hour, seasoned the second 9, and then had to turn around and get ready to wrap the first batch, and then put the second batch on while wrapping the first batch. So it got a little crazy in there. And then I had Travis in there helping me, but I can't trust anybody to do the wrap correctly. So I have I use a lot of brown sugar and he never runs my recipe right because he never puts enough brown sugar.
It's too much brown sugar. Jessica, briefly, you went to Memphis in May. Steven said he's been cooking for 10 plus years. You said you've been really getting involved in the last 5 years. When did this take over?
It's been more like 7.
Okay, 7. But when did this takeover happen to where, we're doing ribs. I'm doing the ribs here, bro. Like how long ago did this happen? And when do you remember when you said, all right, I'm taking over this thing. This is my deal, Steve.
Well, usually if we cook together, he claims my chicken sucks, even though I used to do decent in chicken. Even when he told me my chicken sucked and I got first place at the added money event. But he always told me my chicken sucked. And I kept doing decent in ribs and then kept changing my recipe a little bit and tweaking. And then I started to get where I'm hardly ever out of top 10.
Okay.
So, I mean, it kind of, and then Houston, I've done fairly well at Houston. I haven't finaled yet, but
you sucked when it mattered this year.
Fuck off.
I'm looking for your chicken, where you're at in chicken right now. Where y'all at in chicken?
But we sucked at chicken. It's terrible. I don't know. I think last time I looked, it was somewhere in the 20s.
You're 22 right now, which is good. I mean, you're within striking distance of everything. Ribs, you're in the 8th right now in CBA right now, which is mainly what you guys cook. I know. Pork, you're in 4th overall.
What?
They're in 4th. You're in 5th. You're in 4th. You're in 5th, Eddie. Sorry to break it to you. Breaking news. Bro. Breaking news, Eddie. You're in
Finding
fifth
out
now.
on the fucking show. Wow.
and then Brisket, you're in very much striking distance, but you're in 10th overall currently right now.
You better figure your shit out.
We've cooked a lot of small events. I got to start finding some bigger ones to chase down. Start getting them good walks again.
And overall, though, you're 10th overall. You're killing it. You're having a great season right now, guys. You guys, are we? Let's talk about. I'm sorry, the ancillaries. Let's talk about the when y'all got that big award. I'm sorry. They're calling 10th. How do they call out the top 10 at Memphis in May? I mean, is it just like any other contest to where they do it? But we know you're not a finalist, so you're sitting there. It's got to be a shocking surprise to you when you get a top 10 call at Memphis in May. How did that happen? Can you please describe that moment? That's pretty cool.
I actually never even heard it. I was opening a new beer, and I just sitting there, and everybody started screaming. I was like, okay, I guess it's us. And Jessica's screaming bloody murder. So then I went back and watched the video, and if I'd have been listening, they said, you've heard their name before, and their kids can cook too. And then they called our name. So I guess I was not listening at all. I was more worried about cold beer at that point. I was enjoying myself.
Jessica, what do you remember?
Exactly what he just said, basically. He just kind of like looked at me like, what's going on? And we're all celebrating. And he's like, huh?
So did you hear your name clearly? Big O's
Yes.
Barbecue? Okay. And so what were you thinking? I mean, that's pretty fucking cool. 10th place overall, Memphis in May, a world championship. One of the top four, one of the big four we talk about in barbecue. I say big five, San Antonio. But one of the big four that we talk about in our sport right now to get a top 10 rib call, cooking spare ribs, which you threw it at them and you hit. That's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, it was Steven had just gotten done asking me. He was like, do you really care where you place if you place in the top 10? And I was like, no, I just want to place in the top 10.
So y'all were the first name in ribs. Y'all were the first name probably of the big three meets, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But it wasn't our first call that night because Friday night when they were supposed to do the ancillary awards and the Kids Q awards, there was supposedly going to be tornadoes. So they were trying to get everybody off the grounds.
Yeah, I heard about that.
We went home. We went back to our Airbnb and kind of got some much needed rest that night. And then woke up the next morning and we're like, okay, it doesn't even look like it rained.
Did Sean Trainer has a good question. Did y'all get paid for 10th place?
Yes.
Did it pay for the trip?
No, not even close.
Did it pay for the gas?
It might have paid for the gas. I think it was $500 for 10th place. So it might have paid for the gas.
That didn't pay for the gas.
No, it probably didn't. But we'll just
not both
It paid
ways.
for the Gus's chicken.
Now that's some good shit. We got a couple here in Houston.
I didn't know that.
We know now, though.
Y'all were all posting Gus's chicken like we don't have it here, but it is the original.
That one's better, bro.
I know. I get it. It is better, but we still get it here. Still good. Still good. Okay. Ancillaries. Y'all mentioned it. Y'all killed it at ancillaries as well. Let's talk about Bernie real quick. Bernie, chopping block. He was cooking for under Big O's Barbecue, right? You had who all was cooking for Big O's in the kids' queues?
Him and my daughter Zoe.
Okay, him and Zoe, and they did very well, from what I understand.
I think they had a second, a third, a sixth, and a seventh, and then finished basically reserve grand champion. But
so what I loved about the kids' queues there at Memphis in May is like it's not just a pork or steak, right? You just mentioned 3 different things that they had to cook. And it wasn't just over one day. Wasn't it like 2 days that they did this?
2 days.
Isn't that crazy?
Pork chop steak the first day. The second day is chicken leg and dessert.
Did y'all know that going in? I mean, that puts a little extra stress on you guys for what you're trying to do. But they still have their own thing going on. And I know you had John Turner there with Bernie and your daughter. So that had to help kind of relieve
Oh, for
a little
sure,
bit of that.
for sure. It was
But
very
how
great
cool
having
is that for the kids that they get to actually have a 2-day contest? It was pretty nuts, pretty cool. I love that about Memphis in May, that they did that for the kids. And shout out to Stephen Pfeiffer that had a big part in putting that together with CBA for Memphis in May. So I thought that was pretty cool what they did. And not only that, a lot of the Texas kids did very well on both that one and the Smoke Slam that was held on the river. So pretty amazing what's going on there.
The Texas kids definitely did very, very well there.
How did the Big O's kids do? You mentioned a little bit real quick.
So 3rd pork chop, 2nd steak. What was she in chicken?
I think she was 6 chicken and
7th dessert. And then if they would have called reserve, they would have been reserve.
Oh, wow.
They don't call reserve. And they only call top 4.
Pretty cool, though. Is there a frog in y'all's house right now?
It's outside.
Okay.
Outside the window, I hear it getting it.
Just making sure it's not in my house. I'm just hearing it. We're good. We're good. I was about to go hunting. Very cool. Okay, so in the ancillaries, I know they don't have a chicken category. They have a poultry. They don't have a beef or a brisket category. They have a beef. They have an exotic. What else am I missing here? What's that? Seafood.
And then you have the turkey smoke.
And the SCA.
And then the SCA.
SCA. My goodness. Rivet. Yes. Okay, so how'd we do? How'd Big O's do in all these ancillaries? Because that's a big deal too. I mean, those are just as important. Well, maybe not as the rib, pork, and the shoulder and the hog, but still pretty cool.
So we got a 3rd walk in the turkey and 3rd walk in seafood, tied for 1st in both. It got bumped to 3rd.
Can we talk about what we did? What we do in turkey?
Turkey.
I do some turkey roll-ups, kind of like a turkey enchilada, kind of sort of.
Yeah.
And it's basically Thanksgiving in a bite. Just roll it up with dressing inside of it with mashed potatoes and then cranberry sauce over the top of it.
Fucking perfect. Why are you laughing, Jessica? That sounds great. Because
they were videoing and they asked whenever we were leaving, turn in. They were like, "What did you turn in?" And I'm like, "Turkey."
You didn't remember?
No,
well, you didn't do it.
Tell them that. Like you don't tell people what you cooked. Just turkey.
All right. How about seafood?
Seafood 3rd, and then we just did basically bacon wrapped shrimp, just good sauced grilled bacon wrapped shrimp. We
That's
just filled
it?
the box up and went with it.
All right. Hey, keep it simple, and it works. All right. So what do we do for poultry?
Poultry, we actually turned in turkey just because it was easy and we were already doing it.
You already had it there.
Yeah, we were 18th, I think, in poultry.
2 years ago, I turned in a half chicken, and I think I was 11th. It was right.
Sweeties,
and I was like point something from first place, but there was that many.
Yeah, it's very hard.
Yeah, it was right there. But I did a half chicken then, and they loved it, just not in the top 10. All right, so in beef, brisket, right? Tell me you did brisket.
Yeah, we turned in brisket. We were 13th, tied for 3rd, as you know how many tiebreakers there is, and we ended up
100%, right? Yeah, tied for 3rd, 13th. Yeah. Crazy. Shout out to Fred Robles and Bill Purvis. They were tied for 1st. Oh, they were 1st overall. Excuse me. They were cooking with Grant Pinkerton from Pinkerton's Barbecue. Come and eat it. Shout out to those guys. They killed it out there. That's a lot of Texas teams did very well. We mentioned Reggie Q 2nd overall. They were cooking with another team out there, and they did 2nd in ribs. Who can y'all remind us who all did well in Texas out there?
Robert Smith walked in shoulder with either 6th or 7th.
Nice.
Grant had a few sauce walks. Louis had a big 4th place wing walk.
Louis Gonzalez, hell yeah.
Pitmaker got a walk.
Pitmaker got a couple walks. I mean, Texas was very, very well represented.
I love that. And we've seen that at the American Royal. Now we've I wouldn't say we've overtaken it, but it's not uncommon for Texas teams to get walks out there. I feel like Memphis is the next kind of thing where it's not going to be uncommon. You guys have proved it this year for Texas teams to get walks out there. What do you think, Eddie? You've been a part of that whole American Royal kind of, I won't say takeover, but it's like I said, it's not uncommon for you hear a Texas team to where it used to be. It's like, wow, Texas did something.
Yeah, man, I feel like, man, Texas barbecue is just as good as or better than every other fucking barbecue. So, yeah, I mean, bring them. I don't change shit when I go cook outside of Texas.
Yeah, and Eddie's been all over.
Pretty good. So
don't look at me like that.
Brian Fox says, "How can someone go cook Memphis?" Well, takes money, bro. And you mentioned it earlier. You got a CBA contest with 50 teams or more, or something like that, right?
100 teams.
100 teams. No big
but
deal.
you can just
you can sign up, but they just don't. Very many people don't get in, but you can just sign up to go.
Okay. So even if you had the whatever it was, 2,025, 7,000, whatever.
So Brian, you need to win a contest with 100 teams.
And I would say take 10 to 12,000 your first year to figure it all out. You're gonna spend some
American. Golly. All right then.
So how much is the entry fee without the CBA discount?
For the smallest one, as he mentioned.
Yeah, you basically, I think we end up spending right at $3,500
just for the spot.
That and your ancillaries that you got in. Yeah, I think your discount for CBA was
$250.
Oh, $250 is what your discount was.
Yeah,
but
and they provide all the meats.
Say it again.
And they provide all the meat.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right. We'll come back for more with you guys. We're at the top of the hour, a little long here, but we're going to do the wrap-up recap, the upcoming event segment. You guys can go kick the tires. We'll come back to you, but don't forget, we're going to have the Mount Rushmore with the Ohlers and the Barbecue Homies with the Ohlers. And then, like I said, this thing is going to take a little bit of time. And then Ty will come in here and spend a little time with Eddie while I go kick the tires right after we do the upcoming event segment and the wrap-up recap. And then we'll visit with them. If you have more questions, we still have a lot of questions that I have not asked that the Gooder Gang has provided. But if you have questions for our guest tonight, the Ohlers from Big O's Barbecue, put them in the comments. Ty will star them, and we will ask them, I promise you. And then they'll stick around because I got to see Steven and Jessica do some Rate My Boxes. So if you have any boxes to send in, send them to Ty. And we'll continue the show for another hour or so, and we'll get out of here. I promise you. But we got lots to go on with the Ohlers. I love having them on the show. They've been a great guest so far, and I can't wait to hear the Mount Rushmore and the Barbecue Homies. So, Eddie, go kick the tires. The Ohlers, go kick the tires. I'll do this, and then Ty will come on here for just a minute. But Ty's going to play some music. And then we will do the wrap-up recap in the upcoming events segment. So first up, we're going to do the wrap-up recap. You know what? We're going to do the let me put this on here. We're going to do the upcoming event segment because it's what I had first. So this weekend, actually, this is next weekend in the Champions Barbecue Alliance and Gooder Gang. Now's your chance. Go kick the tires and come back here in about 3 minutes, and we'll continue on. In the Champions Barbecue Alliance, we got Smoke in the Mountains next weekend. That is going to be June 6th in Fort Davis, Texas. That is a state championship. Following weekend, we have the Harlingen Police Department Cook-Off in Harlingen, Texas, also a state championship. And the Rosenke Reunion Barbecue Cook-Off, which is where I am hoping to be in a couple weeks. Rosenke Reunion Barbecue Cook-Off in Rosenke, Texas. That is also a state championship over in the IBCA. This weekend, we got the MSCA Barbecue Cook-Off in Madisonville, Texas. That is a state championship. In Lovington, New Mexico, we got the Smoking on the Plaza. That is a state championship in New Mexico. And I believe that is one of 3 or 4 bung opportunities that you can have to go to the Jack. So if you have that face time, that little windshield time, head out to Lovington, New Mexico, and you can have your opportunity, if you win that, to go to the Jack. And we got in Elgin, Texas, or is it Elgin? Is it Elgin or Elgin? It's the VFW 6115 barbecue cook-off in Elgin or Elgin. That is also a state championship. All right, over in the Outlaw Barbecue Association, the Love County Frontier Days cook-off in Marietta, Oklahoma. That is a state championship in the OK, Oklahoma. Sean Trainer says Elgin is where the party is this weekend. And nothing in Lone Star, but in KCBS, there's plenty. And you can go to kcbs.us to find out more. All right, that's going to be the upcoming event segment sponsored by the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads. That's going to come up December 13th and 12th and 13th, 2025. Wade Carpenter and crew do a phenomenal job. That is the 3-time event of the year for CBA. If you have any questions about that, please reach out to me. I love that event. I can tell you all about it. We'd love to have you out there cooking with us. All right. That's going to wrap up that one. And then we have the wrap-up recap sponsored by the Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics. If you need any wraps, graphic signs, decals, banners, whatever it may be, hook up my boy Cheeto and he will hook you up. All right, let's go. Let me find this. All right. This is going to go long. Ty, I may need your help for this one because we have 2 weeks worth of events to do. All right. A couple weeks ago, we had the 35th annual Jordanton Volunteer Fire Department Cook-Off. The grand champion, Tim Milligan, Team Chupacabra 2. The RGC was Gene and Brent Heilig from Getting Sauced and Smoked. We have the Our Heroes wear Our Heroes wear combat boots. This is the grand champion trophy right here, and it's gonna let me get right here. Look at this camera, ladies and gentlemen. You can read it right there. 2025 grand champion honoring Martin Ty Cobb, U.S. Army, 99 to 2017. Deployments: Kosovo, 2001. Egypt, 2002. Iraq, 2003. Afghanistan, 2004. Afghanistan, 2006. Iraq, 2008. Afghanistan, 2010. What does that say? 76 total months deployed overseas. This man is our producer, Ty frickin' Cobb. Put some respect on that name right there. And I am blessed to have won another boot from Ty Cobb. Ty, thank you for your service, my man. Get in here, Ty. Get in here, Ty. This is pretty cool, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty cool. Let me take this off here. But how about our camera putting it out there? But that is amazing, bro. You've 76 months overseas. Is that what that is?
Yeah, man. There was just that like I was able yesterday on our podcast. We actually had the interview with General David Petraeus. So like I spent a lot of time at Fort Campbell. So during the time when I was in I went to my initial duty station, which was Fort Campbell, late 1998, and then 9/11 happened in 2001, and then from then on, the op tempo, operational tempo is you would train up for a deployment, get ready, to go for the fight, go to whatever theater it was, Iraq or Afghanistan. Of course, this time it was Iraq. And then, before you know it, you're doing 7 or 8 deployments. And being from Fort Campbell, I did 6 of my 7 deployments out of Fort Campbell. And, there's so many people's names that I actually had to say on the podcast last night. So you having that boot, that's actually Candy Baines told me, shout out to Candy Baines for doing that for everybody. But Candy Baines told me that since that's the thick cold weather boot, that the bronze went on it much easier. So
very nice.
That one should.
Micah G. Waltney, he said, I got mine shining on my mantle, bro. So Micah was the RGC of that weekend, so he got another boot. Hopefully that's from you. Oh, look at that right there. Look at that. We got the left and the right there. Micah and Rob. That was pretty cool. Pleasure sharing the stage with you, Micah. That was awesome. He's a solid cook.
Yeah, it's cool that a veteran won one of the boots. Like people still come up to me sometimes and they'll be like, "Hey Ty, I won your boot back in 2018 or whenever Candy did it for the first time." Yeah. And you know, I have 6 kids, and the funny thing is I told Candy every year I think I have 3 more boots. So if you're a veteran out there and you have some boots, get with Candy Baines and she'll bronze them, and you know your boot, you can put your lineage on there and your name will live forever, man. Because I've said many times what this barbecue culture has done for me as a veteran. It's for many times I've found new friends, been able to share things with them, and for you to have my boot, Rob, that's cool as hell. So I appreciate you, man. I'm done.
I'm honored to have that boot. And if you guys are veterans, like Ty mentioned, you want a boot done like that, reach out to Ty. You know where to reach us, and we can get you in contact with Ty, and Ty will make that happen. But Ty, again, thank you for your service. I know we say this all the time, but we cannot say it enough. 76 months deployed. This man right here, producer Ty. All right, let's get back to it. Ty, play some music, and we'll get right back to it, my man. Where would it? Where am I? Can y'all hear me? All right, there we go. All right, RGC, Micah Waltney, Jokers and Smokers. That was our Heroes Wear combat boots. Over in New Braunfels.
What's up, Gooder Gang? It's your boy G-Walt with Jokers and Smokers. If you're not tuning into the show, there's probably something wrong with you. Join the club. You're watching the So Smoking Gooder show, son.
Absolutely. Thank you, Micah. Cooking up for a cure, the grand champion was Tara and Steve Mahalski from Backward Jacks. I think we got a video there, Ty. You got that one lined up? And why don't we have a Carl Davis video? The RGC.
This is Tara
and Steve
Mahalski with Backward Jacks. We don't always walk.
But when we do, it ain't here.
You're watching the So Smoking Gooder show.
I love that one. How about the RGC, Mr. Carl Davis from Cast Iron Cookers? I did see some bean seasoning coming out from LC Barbecue with Cast Iron Cookers. So Carl's been dominating in the bean recipe right now. I don't know, Carl. I don't know if that's a smart move or not, but I'm happy to have that recipe, or at least that seasoning, because your beans are amazing, Carl. All right, and BBQ, the grand champion. Hey, how about a back-to-back for Diane and Rob Rocha from Bullhorn Barbecue? Yes, we did. We back-to-back that week.
Hi, my love. I thought I would stop by and tell you congratulations on your 300th episode and let you know that the boys and I are extremely proud of you, and we love you more than you will ever know. And we are truly grateful for everything you have done for us and for this show and just everything you do in general. We love you. Congratulations. And here's to more shows.
Oh, thank you, Ty. Thank you, Ty. Thank you, Diane. All right, in the RGC, Evan Miller Stealth Cookers. All right, in the CBA, we're sticking with CBA. This past weekend, we had another double, the Intrepid Cook-Off, Intrepid Cook-Off Day 1. The grand champion, how about Jared McCrory from Barefoot Cookers? And the RGC, Mr. James Ledbetter from Brothers Keeper Barbecue. And Lots Stock and Barrows Cook-Off, the grand champion, Bell and Paul. Whitaker from Scooter and Clark. The RGC was David Cano from Underground Smoke. This guy is killing it. This young man, we had him on. I told y'all this is the guy that I got my eye on. And when I have my eye on these new cookers, they always do well. It's proven. It's a fact. And David is another put on early on. I got two cameras here. In Harlingen, the Board of Realtors Cook-Off, the grand champion was Elias Quiros from Natural Born Grillers. And the RGC, you guys might have heard of this guy, Fred Robles from Rio Valley Meats. And then day 2, the Intrepid Cook-Off, day 2, the grand champion. Again, look at this guy, Carl Davis. He did it twice. Cast iron cookers in the RGC, Sam Freeze, Triple Up Barbecue. All right, over in the IBCA, we got the 14th annual Coletto Creek Barbecue Cook-Off. Again, this was all 2 weeks ago. The grand champion, Ashley Hofling from Nasty Cookers, the RGC. Ira Green from Flying G Barbecue.
I'm Ira Green from Kingsbury, Texas with Flying G Barbecue. You're watching live on the Smoking Gooder Show. So Smoking Gooder Show. I fucked that all up. Ira Green with Flying G Barbecue from Kingsbury, Texas, watching live. Ira Green with Flying G Barbecue from Kingsbury, Texas, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show.
All right. That was Ira Green. The Crosby County Farm Bureau Scholarship grand champion was Cole Bradford from B-Man's Barbecue. And the RGC was Lindsey Vincent from I'll Tell You Later Barbecue. Is this is that too much? I think that's too much. The Floresville Peanut Festival grand champion, Jaime Baran from Post Oak Cookers. Got my eye on you, Sean Trainer. RGC was Eli Gonzalez from Triple G Barbecue. And we got the Marina Village Resort Camp and Cook grand champion, Ronald Thompson, 835 Cookers. And the RGC, Sean Moore from Chasing More Smoke. That was all last week. This past weekend, we had the Fort Bend County Deputy Sheriff's Cook-Off. The grand champion was Mr. Jamie Roby, Flirting with Disaster. The RGC was Mike Tristan, HTX Barbecue. And we had the Memorial Weekend Bash Cook-Off, the grand champion, Weston Kimball from No Bore Barbecue. We had the RGC Stephen Foster, DNS Cookers. Pearland the VFW Cook-Off. Grand champion was Alex Castro from Houston Barbecue, which is still one of my favorite names, Houston Barbecue. The RGC was Caleb Warden from Kickin' Cajun Smokehouse. The Rio Grande Grill Fest grand champion was Jose Espino from Pio's Barbecue. And the RGC was Enrique Gonzalez from Guerra's Barbecue. All right, that was this past weekend in the IBCA Outlaw Barbecue Association. We had the Rogers Springfest last weekend, which is grand champion. This guy right here, is he in the house? Is he in the house? He's there. Eddie Morales,
brother.
The Pit Father Barbecue, went to Rogers and killed it over an Outlaw. What'd you think of the Outlaw experience, Eddie?
Man, I like it. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I mean, obviously you like it. You got a GC out of it.
And I've cooked 3 of them. I got a RGC and GC. So.
Bung number 4. All right, we'll come right back to you because I need you to hang out for just a minute while I go pee. The RGC was...
What up, Gooder Gang? It's your boy. It's your co-host, the Pit Father, a.k.a. Eddie Morales, a.k.a. 7. And you're about to watch the 300th episode of the So Smoking Gooder Show. Congratulations, Rob. Let's go for 300 more.
I was reading some trim your nose hairs. I know that's too close. We'll get there. I got it. Cody Dragu Memorial Cook-Off. The grand champion was Brian Irby. This is this past weekend. And the RGC was Alan Freeman. All right, we're almost done. In Lone Star, Santa Ana Bison Cook-Off. The grand champion was David Leffler. RGC Tommy Smith, Bent Nail Barbecue. And we got the Gustine Homecoming Cook-Off. Grand champion Daniel Rodriguez. The RGC was Chris Herring. And in the KCBS, I'm going to do the KCBS World Invitationals on Saturday. I believe is the Invitational. The grand champion was Meet Me in St. Louis. The RGC was Smoking Ghost Barbecue. And on Sunday, I believe, is the Open. The grand champion was Scuffletown Smokers, and the RGC Rooters and Tutors. The rest in KCBS you can find on their website, kcbs.us. And that's going to wrap up the wrap-up recap sponsored by Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics. My boy Cheeto and Mary, if you need any banner signs, wraps, whatever it may be, decals, hit them up. Cheeto and Mary Mesquise. You can send them. Rob from the So Smoking Gooder Show sent you, and they'll give you a little break on what you need done. All right, that's gonna wrap up that. Let's remove that. There we go. I'm back. Ty, get in here, Ty.
Is there?
All right, you and Eddie are gonna have to talk for about 2 minutes while I go kick the tires. You got anything you want to talk to Eddie about?
Yeah, I can figure something out.
I know you can. All right, I'm gonna drop down and I'll be right.
Dun, 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 dun. What's up, Pit Father?
What up, bro?
Not much, man. So when I went to Danny Dietz, you walked in. What did you win when you were there?
I think I had a first place pork.
Right. I remember you being really elated. You had the 0923 or whatever shot thing. So what things are you honing in now to where like everything's popping and locking? I don't want you to tell me any recipes or anything like that, but what feeling do you get like when you know it's going to be a good day? Like what's happening in your setup?
Man, I guess shit. I went back to, man, I took my brisket off the Jambo and I put it back on the drum, and man, they've been liking it, So, but other than that, I mean, everything's just, man, it's just going real smooth, bro. Like no hiccups, like my fire's burning, like everything's just going good,
So when the things are going good, like I'm not trying to jinx it. I'm just trying to like spread the love, because I see, I was talking to someone earlier in a podcast that I was doing with some veterans. Like I'm starting to learn everybody's name. I'm learning who their spouses are. I'm learning that, their kids been cooking for longer than I've been in the cooking, game as a dishwasher, so everything that's been building up is just like everything's getting better and better. So what's like the next big thing? Like I remember when the brisket carriage came out, like what's the next big thing that you're using? Like what's that thing where you're just using the gloves to turn it over? Because that's to me that's some social media shit that like I want to remix that. Like I want you to send me that video. I want to remix it and send some ad. That shit's pimping.
Yeah, I mean that's just a regular old brisket caddy. That's probably one of the first ones that one of the original ones from this. I don't remember his name, Pitbull Barbecue or Barbecue Bulldog, something like that. So they sold those at the Atlanta barbecue store, and man, I bought that one years ago, and I was never really a fan of it. I didn't really like it, but I don't remember why. I just said, man, fuck it, I'm gonna use it. But I trimmed my brisket a little bit wider, and then I shoved it in there, and man, it held pretty good shape, and it filled the box. I don't know, I just really liked it. And then, man, I'd flip my brisket here and there, and man, I told Fred, I was like, man, I'm about to flip this brisket inside this caddy, see what happens. And then I did it. He's like, hold on, let me get a video real quick. And that's what it was, And man, I flipped brisket before, but fuck, man, some people are obsessed with it, like Brian Fox,
Brian Fox does it every time.
Like,
I mean, it's almost becoming like
the haters ain't tripping, Eddie.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So it's almost like a team chicken wing, or team. Do you flip it with your hands?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro.
All right, how was that? Did y'all do good? Did y'all talk about something?
We didn't talk much.
I don't believe you. All right, let's get our guests back. Sorry, I knew that was long.
All right, I got to step away for a second.
Okay, I got him. Let's get our guest in. Stephen and Jessica Ohler, you guys are muted. If you can unmute yourself, or maybe I muted you. There we go.
I muted us.
There we go. Jessica, I know we had some questions from the Gooder Gang about Stephen and brisket for tips, but you are an accomplished rib cook. I feel like Eddie and I are pretty damn good rib cooks with some world championships. But any advice or any one tip that you like to do, or anything you really want to strive for when you're turning in ribs? When you hit, what's the one thing you really want to hit that mark on for ribs for you?
Tenderness.
Tenderness. That's it.
What? Why are you looking at me all crazy?
Like, tenderness don't mean shit. It's
Well,
gotta taste good.
Well, we already know that the taste
here
they
we
taste
go.
the same every time.
So, did you do a Texas tender or a KCBS tender in Memphis?
KCBS. We pulled a couple degrees sooner.
Okay. All right. You want to disclose what that degree was? 2 degrees sooner from Memphis. We don't cook
207.
Okay. For those watching, 209 is her preferred tenderness pool. All right, Stephen. Any advice for brisket? You know, this isn't the Chicken Show, but this is something where you want to give a tip, a trip or two for our. Sorry.
I mean, if you ain't using basic beef, you ain't walking.
All right, basic beef, baby. That's from Wild Bill's seasoning right there. Where can they find basic beef, Steve-O?
Wild Bill's Texas Select Seasoning.
There it is, right
all
there.
day long. He's got the comp rub and the regular. That way, if you like a good salty, big crunch on there, it's there. If not, you can buy the regular.
What's the difference?
One's just got fatter salt crystals in it.
Okay. What do you prefer?
I mix them, actually.
Okay. There you go.
Just because I feel like there's a little too much in it for me. So I end up mixing them. That way it's kind of, I don't know, 75-25 by the time all the big salt crystals get in it.
Here's a good question. What kind of briskets do you prefer cooking at a contest?
Snakes.
Snake River Farms. All right. Gold?
It doesn't matter black or gold, really. Just, whatever's got the good marbling, good flat. We can get some good slices, and let's go.
Can you go to your local HEB and find a good brisket?
I got to walk Houston area pretty heavily between 6 or 7 stores to find a good one. Because they're getting some of the other brands in now.
I go to the HEB 5 minutes from my house.
Must be nice.
Every time?
Snake, gold. Man, there's
you
like
get snakes there?
Yeah, there's like 5 HEBs within 15 minutes from my house, and man, there's going to be a badass one at one of them, if not at all of them.
Are you tight with your butcher?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Any other brisket tip without disclosing too much?
I'm not really a caddy user.
Okay.
I don't, I've never really, when I was
not
using
important.
I just felt like I wasn't getting the same results out of it. I felt like I wasn't getting the bark that I really wanted on the bottom of the brisket compared to using the caddy.
Jessica, I think this is to you. Do you use any peach flavors, ribs?
I don't cook ribs. Why are you looking at me?
She's wondering if she should tell, bro.
Possibly is what she said. So take that as you will. I'll answer that. I don't. Eddie?
What?
Peach flavors and ribs. Do you use it?
I don't know who to look at.
Maybe so. Maybe so for Eddie.
Whatever Jessica said.
All right. Again, these are not recipes, but these are techniques. Do you separate? Talking to you, Steve-O.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yes, he separates. All right.
I have a habit of burn in sometimes, but yes, I do separate just in case.
Somebody asked if y'all cook frog legs, and Serge did. And what temp do y'all take frog legs to? I mean, I think 140 is probably pretty good.
Until it jumps out the pan?
Is that too low?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't even eat frog legs. I'd probably eat a fried frog legs. Eddie, you eat frog legs?
Yeah.
Okay. Tastes like chicken.
You don't like frog legs?
I've never had them. I don't think I've ever had one.
I mean, they're just. I mean, nothing crazy
It's
about
a reptile.
them.
Isn't it a reptile?
I think so.
I think they're amphibians.
Amphibians, different, right? You're right. It is an amphibian.
I don't know. We got 6 of them outside if you want to fry them right now.
I think there might be more than 6.
That's why he's asking. I'm stupid. All right, that's why he's asking. All right, till they stop. Tastes like chicken. All right, I get it now. Thanks, Serge. You got me. All right. All right. So you guys know what we do on this show with the wait. Real quick, did we cover everything from Memphis? I feel we did. I feel like we've talked about y'all's. Y'all have been killing it right now. And what's your goal, real quick, for CBA? I know you cook a lot of CBAs right now. You're sitting in 5th overall. You're sitting in the top 10 in a lot of categories. Are y'all going to be chasing? Is this what we're doing this year?
Yeah, we're gonna give a run. We're gonna go for it.
I love it. That's awesome. And I feel like you guys are amazing cooks. And so whoever wins this year is going to be well deserving. And there's a lot of good teams out there that are from all over the state that are pushing to get to number 1, not only in overall, but categories and whatnot. It's going to be a fun year to see who all winds up. And each year it seems like CBA produces like the cream of the crop to once they get to the top, these teams are well deserved and fucking amazing in what category they win and what category they finish in. But just overall, I feel like whoever ends up in the top for CBA is just a damn good quality team. How you guys feel about that?
I mean,
Jessica.
I think you have to talk. You can't just shake your head.
No, I'm thinking. Go ahead. Say what you got to say.
I don't know. You the one that's got all the opinions. You talk.
Oh, I mean, I think the best cooks are in CBA, period. 100%.
Okay.
I mean, competition wants to be where competition is.
I did post this in the the intro, but you guys, Steve-O, what do you think about this current state of competition barbecue, or where we're at right now? And you see, how about Texas barbecue? Where are we at in Texas barbecue as far as is there anything that you see that needs to be addressed or needs to be talked about? Because you are.
I mean, I think Texas is killing it. I mean, we can go anywhere and cook, and we do pretty well. There's not very many people that want to travel to Texas and come cook. They don't like it. I honestly think they're scared of it.
Okay. All right. All right. Before we mosey on, let's get to the let's do it. Ty, let's play some music. We'll get to the Mount Rushmores. And we'll I think we're gonna do this separately, Eddie. Is that what you said?
Whatever y'all want.
Jessica's shaking her head.
Jessica didn't prepare.
Jessica's shaking her head. We had to. This is
y'all can do it together.
All right, y'all can do it together. These are 4 people you want to put on your Mount Rushmore, people that inspired you, helped you along the way, people that just, whatever it may have been, they maybe talked to you about something, but these are people you respect, people you want to put on your Mount Rushmore in the barbecue world, right? People have been some part of your journey. There's 4 of them, and you get 1 in the gift shop. They almost made it on there, but they get a cool little bobblehead in the gift shop. So who's on the mountain and who's on the gift shop?
You go first.
No, go ahead.
No, go first.
And this can be separate or this can be together. So real quick, we got to decide first. Are we separate or together?
Together.
All right. So there's 4.
I have 2 that are my first 2 that would be 100%. And my first one would be Ernest. And then my number 2, and this is going to shock the world, but I love to do the death, and he's always been great to everybody, Kelly Curtis.
I fucking love Kelly Curtis.
Wow, love Kelly Curtis. Haven't heard his name in a long time. Well deserving. So Ernest Cervantes, Kelly Curtis, Kelly Curtis. All right, Jessica, go ahead.
So you just take like the top 2 people that I would have said too?
Well, better get more friends. So who's your 2?
I would say Phil and Carmen are probably up there. They've encouraged me a lot over the years.
You get one more.
I don't know. I stay to myself. I don't know.
Steve-O, you want to put that fourth one on the mountain?
I would say Wild Bill, William Powell.
There you go. That's a good one. All right. So you had Phil and Carmen. You had William Powell, Ernest, and who is it? I'm sorry, the second one.
Kelly Curtis.
Kelly Curtis. The Breedens and William Powell. All right, and you got one that almost made it up there. They're in the gift shop. They get a cool bobblehead. They almost made it on the mountain, but who's this last fifth person that almost made it on y'all's mountain for the Ohlers?
Arnie Segovia was very much around when I just started cooking, and he helped me a ton.
Yeah, that's a great one. He's been killing it right now. He's social media. What a cool dude, and what he's done. He's everybody's Theo apparently on social media. It's pretty awesome to see. Okay, and now we have Eddie. I'll let you do this second portion that we do here.
Barbecue homie. So you get one barbecue homie, person you call, want to cook next to, talk to, and then you get a gumball machine homie, and you'll call this guy if the first guy doesn't answer. It's like your backup homie.
So nowadays, Josh Jones is definitely my barbecue homie. My original barbecue homie, which would be my gumball guy, is Willie Richards, since he decided to retire.
Yeah.
Oh, Willie.
Do you talk to Willie?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. He's a golfer,
You're
and fisherman, and hunter all over again.
Workout dude.
And a workout guy.
Very skinny these days.
Yeah.
Very skinny. I saw him at the Alvin. He looked amazing. But yeah. So you're one of two apparently that gets to talk to Willie.
Me and Stacy.
You and Stacy. For whatever reason, he's dropped everybody. Oh, that's fine. Whatever. He'll come back. He'll come back, Willie. When you come back, you can hang out with me right here. But I love that guy. So all right, so that's a great one right there. Josh Jones. I don't know Josh. Who's Josh?
That's actually my boss man that I got into cooking that bought Josh Hill's old trailer after Willie had it.
Okay. Very nice.
Oh, there he is.
There's Josh right there. Hey, I made it big time. Yes, you did, Josh. Welcome to the show. We do this every Wednesday, 8:00 Central. Gotta get it. And then your gumball is Willie Richards. I love Willie. I have a drum named Willie after Willie because it's the go-to, the little gateway go-to named Willie.
Little shorty.
But I do love that guy. I miss Willie, and I got to see him, like I said, in Alvin, and such a cool dude. Really cool dude. Okay. Are y'all ready to rate some boxes before we get out of here?
Let's get it.
How honest
All right.
do I need to be? Like,
100%
do I need
honest.
to lie a little bit or just
No.
Okay.
No, you just need to rate them fairly. So 10 is excellent, 9 very good, 8 is fair, and 7 is poor and personal. But if you give it an 8 or a 7, gooder gang, you have to explain why. All right, we're almost out of here. We got about 20 minutes left in the show. Ty, how many boxes do we have left here, sir?
We've got 9.
All right, 9. That'll get us through. All right, let's play some music, and let's get on it. Gooder gang, be quick. We got 50 y'all still watching. So once he puts it on here, let's be quick with your scores in comments, and we'll get started.
Actually a very beautiful box. It is some trimming around the end of them bones.
Yeah, I need some trimming too. Jessica, really? Did she just? That's what he said. Besides, without saying it. Wow. All right. 10, 9. Trim it up. 10, 10, 9. 10, 9, 10. Sean Trey, I want some trim. 10 on the kale, 9 on the chicken. Eddie, you go first, bro.
That's a 10.
I'll go next. I'll give it a 9. I do need some get some shears and cut all that squiggly on top for sure. I do like the layout. Other than that, my eyes go straight to that. A 9. Although I love the viscosity, I like the bass boating. Could use a little more bass boating, but it's a 9 for me. Jessica, you're next.
I would go 9, maybe a little less than a 9, because this one piece of kale isn't sitting flat on the right side, and it's got me all thrown off. It's not even. It's wonky. I don't like it.
All right.
And the
9,
bones.
maybe 8, 7. Go ahead, Steve-O.
Nah, I'm in the 9 area. Just a very little trim work, and that's a 10 all day long.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I love the layout, though. It looks great. I'd love to know what you scored here, where you finished, because that's a good-looking wing box for sure. All right, next. I cooked wings at the American Royal last year, and I hit 21st in the Open, I think, or the Invitational. Something like that. All right. We obviously got a brisket box. I won't say nothing. Steve-O, I'll let you go last. Eddie, second to last. I'll go first. And Jessica, you'll go second. All right. Let's get some scores here, Gooder Gang. Got a 9, 9. 9. 9. Hey, Steve-O, real quick question for you. You got your eye on anybody? Who's an up-and-comer that you're seeing out in the field right now? Anybody?
Ooh.
Got a couple 9s. Sam DeMerit with a 9.
I don't know. I kind of minded my own business lately, you know? It keeps you out of
Yeah,
trouble.
I hear you. Little Gringo says, but if you nip those bones when the judges take a bite, all the meat will probably fall off. So if you cook those wings right. All right. All right. I said I'll go first here. I'll give it a 10. I don't like the angle of this view we're getting here, but I do like the thickness of the slices. It looks like it's tender. It looks like it's not dry. Symmetrical, perfect. I'll give it a 10. Jessica, you're up.
9. Wipe the back of the box where the sauce is, and on that third slice, there's like some funky like seasoning piece hung on it. Take that off.
Eddie.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 9. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't love it.
All right.
I'd turn it in. It's a 9.
Steve-O, 9.
So are you.
All right, so I gave it 10 and then 3 9s from the crew here. Foil is throwing me off. 9, says Damien. All right, next. Fuck it, we'll go same order. I'll go first, Jessica second. Actually, Jess, we'll flip. You first, I'll second. Eddie third, Steve-O last. G-Walt said first in Tomball with that last box. Jessica makes Eddie looked weak on the scoring.
And we're just getting started, bro.
Can I give it like a 9.9 just because those little pieces of pepper on the slices bug me?
No, we can do round numbers.
Fine, a 10, but still get the little peppers off.
How can you do that, Jessica? What are you saying here? Wipe it down a little more?
Yeah, like there's just a couple of pieces that are on the slices that look weird. Like it makes it not look, I don't know, it looks like dirt.
All right. Yeah, I can't. That first light looks like it's crumbling on the top left, but 10 for me. I like it. It's good. Eddie.
Not a 10, man, probably a 9.
Is that some TQ that you're seeing?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Look at the sides.
Still don't think so. Maybe if it is, they did a good job with it.
All right, Steve-O.
I'm a 9 just because of that first slice. I don't like that notch in the left side in there, and there's a little bit of peppercorn that you can see on there that they could have kind of got off of there. But other than that, it's a very good box.
Yeah, I don't mind the pepper on there. It just tells me that it's seasoned. That's just me. But all right, we got a lot of 10s here. 1, 9. Somebody says tweezers to get that off there. Twisted D. All right, next box. No TQ. Right, that's Renee Sanchez box. Hey, he's been killing it, so he's been doing something right there. I'll go last on this box. Jessica will go second to last. Eddie first and Steve-O second. But let's wait till the Gooder Gang chimes in. Renee Sanchez, that was his brisket box. He said no TQ. G-Walt 10 on this pork box. Brisketeers a 10. 9. A lot of 9s on this box. Couple 10s. All right. Eddie, you're up. Where's Jackie? I know.
Man, I think I don't really like it, man. I'm going to go 8 on this one.
All right. Why 8?
It's a little dark. A little too heavy sauce. Looks like the sauce was on there for a while, too.
Okay.
It looks like it tastes bitter.
Steve-O.
I'm kind of in that same boat. The 8-ish looks to me they were trying to cover something up with the sauce. Looks like it got a little dark on them. They were just trying to cover something up, but it could be a little more proportional laying it out. But I mean, it's not a bad box.
But you said 8, right?
Yeah.
All right. Jess? Oh, no. That's that. I'll go next. I would like to see a little more sauce. I know Eddie said too much sauce, but I think he's right, though. I think it sat on there a little longer. This does not look like I would like to see a pork box, so I'll give it an 8 as well. Jess?
I'm a 9, and only because the bark is dark. Everything else in there, I think, looks great.
That's why we're all different here. All right, so she gives it a 9. Everybody else gave it an 8. Next.
So I guess that pork was G-Walt.
What'd he say?
He said it's all dunked and placed in the box. There's no set sauce. Third. Bitches. That's what he said.
I'll go first on this one. 10. We got a couple 10s. Jess, you go second. Steve-O third. Eddie, I'll let you close this one. Obviously, KCBS box. Very symmetrical. I like the burn ends. I'll give it a 10. I don't like that little bump in the middle. And I feel like maybe the pitmaster kind of dug in a little bit, trying to maybe clear something out of that middle. You know, we've all done it. You see a little fat seam when we try to go at it. maybe that's what happened here. Maybe that's just the cut he got dealt. But I'll still give it a 10. Look good. I like the color. I like the burn ends. Symmetrical. I like the layout on here. 10. Jess, go ahead.
I'm like an 8 because
ooh,
those slices just, I mean, it looks kind of like it was cut with, I don't know. I don't like it. The little hump in it annoys me. They're not like one side is like flatter, one side's taller, and then they didn't clean the side of the box. Yeah, like an 8.
Love it. All right. Steve-O.
I'd give it a 9. I mean, it could be a 10. I understand they tried what they could, with the divots in there. I mean, you have no choice but to put it in the box. I mean, what you got is what you got.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's not a bad looking box.
No. You said 9?
Good. Yeah. 9.
Eddie? If you're going to put it in the box, put it in the box.
Man, that little divot doesn't bother me really. I'll give it a 9. I think it looks pretty good.
All right. Ty, how many boxes we got left?
3 boxes left.
3 boxes left. All right, let's do this. Here we go. Gooder gang, y'all be quick. We're coming up on 2 hours.
Bruh.
Poker face.
I just got a text message. I think we all know where this is going.
We got a nope. We got a nope. We got a sad face. We got a 6. We got a no thanks. All right, hey guys, let's let's help out this pitmaster here. They may be new to our show here, so what can we do to help them here? That's where we got to go here. Obviously we all don't think this is great here. It must be G Waltz here. I'll go first here though. Is this sauced? I can't tell if this is sauced, but if it is sauced, you sauced way too early. I would say maybe wait a little bit within the last 15 minutes of your cook time to sauce. But definitely if you're not saucing here, you need to sauce. If you're doing a competition, this is a backyard. Maybe that's different here. But definitely sauce just to make it look mahogany, shiny, and just make that seasoning underneath pop a little bit. This is not my best box. I'll give it a 7 here, but Eddie, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, everything Rob said, and man, I feel like you might have over seasoned it, so the seasoning might have burnt. Man, it looks like you had a lot of sugar in your seasoning. Man, it's a 7 for me though. Man, but start off with the trim, bro. Like, make them all kind of look the same, and even this would look a lot better if they were all the same shape. But yeah, it's a 7, bro.
All right, Jess.
7. Maybe try to even the seasoning out. I feel like it's like real clumpy looking, like, and some of it's rubbed off in other spots, but other spots it's real heavy and clumpy. And then work on trimming to get them all pretty uniform.
All right, Steve-O.
I'm a 7. I mean, y'all covered most of what I was going to say. I think trimming's a big part of it. Cook some extras, give yourself a little bit, so you get more pieces to pick from before you go in the box. And it doesn't look sauce to me. I mean, if it is, it was on there a while, but I mean, hey, you got to learn somewhere. That's why you're.
Hey, Jessica mentioned actually a good tip here. She said it looks clumpy. What do you mean by that, Jessica? And how can that help a seasoning or sauce?
Like it looks like some of the spots were seasoned way more heavier than the other spots. Like there's some bare spots, and then there's some spots where it looks like they dumped most of the seasoning on those spots.
All right, there you go. Great tip there from Jessica. All right, next, Ty. All right, Gooder Gang, do your thing, please.
Oh shit!
Carl said I tried.
Yeah, I thought that was my box. Maybe hating on me.
I thought G-Walt was going to say first place, bitches. Steven at CBA wouldn't turn it. It's not reading. It's not a tumor. All right.
Is the last box?
No, we got one more. Bless this mess. All right. I'll go last on this one. Steve-O, you're up, bro. You ain't let off yet.
I mean,
starts with an S.
I'm gonna go with an 8. You did put some good effort into it. I mean, you could do a little more work, line it up together, saucing, but why are they gonna be like that?
Dude, if I turned that in, you wouldn't have gave me an 8.
What would I give you?
You would have gave me like a 4. You're
All right,
being nice.
Jessica, you're up.
She already went, bro.
Oh, she did?
She said 4.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Look, like the chunks are not evenly sauced. The pulled is not evenly sauced. And then it looks like 4 of the 6 slices are sauced. And the bark is way too dark on those slices.
All right.
Looks like they might have got a little burnt.
So what score did you get?
See why I don't like coming home in the evenings? This is what I got to come home to.
Eddie, you're up. All right, she gave it 8. Eddie, you're up.
I'm gonna go 7.
Okay. Why?
Man, the bark looks crunchy. Like she said, I mean, it looks like it burnt. On the top of that, those monies are burned, and then the pulled looks like it's a 7, bro.
All right. I'm going to also give it a 7. It does not look really good, but I'm going to give some advice here on the right side. Ty, if you can pull that, thank you very much. The money muscles right there. Those are some big ass money muscles. Even still, if you trim that little triangle on that very first slice, if you go diagonally right there, you can see the money muscle and you can see what's not a money muscle. If you could just trim that off and lay them on their sides, that would present a much better presentation, and it is a true money muscle. The rest to the left, I don't like it. Maybe if you could just concentrate on money muscles, I think your scores would improve. So I'm going to give this a 7. It's not an attractive box at all. Sorry. Next.
It's not a box.
It's not a box. Do we have another one, Ty, by chance, or no? If you don't, you can put it out there. We can pretend it's a box. Pretend it's in a box. Oh, here we go.
I want to be Billy Bob here. We're going to give it a fucking 10.
I'm gonna give it a 10 too.
All right, good. Hold on. Let the Gooder Gang do their thing.
Everybody already gave it a 10.
All right. Oh, well.
Sorry,
Eddie,
guys.
what'd you score?
I gotta get to packing. I got
all right, 10. All right, I give it a 10. It's a beautiful box, even with the wingtip. It looked better without the wingtip because they would show more breast on here. But that's a 10.
I like breast.
Jess and Steve, 10. Is that what I heard? Jessica with.
Well, at least we got one.
All right, we got one where we got a 10 all day long. All right, Ty, if you could pull that box, we're gonna get the show out. Get the show on the road. 2 hours in. Our special guest tonight was Miss Jessica Ohler and Stephen Ohler from Big O's Barbecue. Great insight on how they began, their trip to Memphis, everything that what entailed in Memphis, because that's a big time undertaking to go out there and perform as a Texas team. And you guys did us proud. I appreciate what you did out there. Y'all should be very proud. Eddie, what'd you take away from the show with Jessica and Stephen?
Man, they know what they're talking about. They know what they're doing. Man, Yeah, they're cool as shit. I love hanging around them. They're funny. They're badass. I got a good video of
Ty. What'd you take away? Oh, sorry.
I got a good video of Steve-O dancing with man giving a lap dance getting a lap dance by somebody, Robert Smith. It's a good one. It's for the next show. But man, I gotta head out, guys. So that was a great show. I'll see y'all next week.
Thank you.
All right, Eddie.
Later.
Take it easy, brother.
Ty, what'd you take away from these two guests?
Well, it's funny, you know. I didn't realize that. I thought you were going to miss the beginning of the show, so I started talking to him about 15 minutes beforehand. It was like, you know, kind of pre-interviews, asked him some questions, filling them out because I thought I was going to have to start the show without you. But as always, you showed up and went in the phone booth and put the cape on. So another great show. Stephen and Jessica's great getting to know you. Great talking to you pre-show. And like all you guys in the good gang out there, all you competition teams, send me your videos, like 10, 12 seconds, especially if you're a sponsor of the show. Send me one of your new ones. And if I'm out in the competition, you see me, we'll get them done and I'll play them on the show. Appreciate your sponsorship.
All right. Well, that was Mr. Producer Ty. I just got to give a special shout out to Jessica and Steven. Thank you very much. Before we let you go, anybody you want to give a shout out to help you, what helps you do what you do for Competition Barbecue, man?
Go ahead. I mean, I got two. Texas Select.
They're right here.
Yeah. Say Texas Select
Let's go.
LC Barbecue.
That's it. You got two.
They help us week in, week out, keep us on the stage, getting paychecks.
All right, Jessica, you good?
Yes. Same.
Anything that I forgot to mention that you want to say before we let y'all get out of here?
No, I think it was a good show. I appreciate you having us on.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Steven and Jessica. Y'all stick around just for a second, and we'll get you out of here in just a second. We're going to drop you down. Ty, get in here, my man.
Yes, sir.
All right. I already know you gave your comments on these guys, but what a great show. They're a great guest. We had Eddie on here as well. Next week, I have a special guest lined up. It's not confirmed, but this guy is a big time. He's got a lot of followers, so we're excited to have him on for sure if that's going to happen. But anyway, in 2 weeks, we're going to be at Grant Pinkerton's hopefully new restaurant, and we're going to be doing a 2-week live interview. Ty, I haven't told you yet, but I hope you're there with me, and we'll do a live show from a restaurant. Pinkerton's Barbecue here in Houston. They're going to be opening up a new restaurant. All right. Shout out to the Burnt Bean Company, #1 in the state of Texas for the Texas Monthly Barbecue Restaurants. All right. That's going to wrap up the show tonight. For producer Ty, for co-host Eddie, for our guests Jessica and Stephen Ohler. My name is Robert Rocha. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll have another great show next week. I can't reveal that, but I think it's going to happen. So I hope you tune in. But thank you very much, and we'll see you next week, 8 o'clock, right here on the So Smoking Gooder Show. We are out. Case, close us out, my man.
Good night to all of you wonderful people in Barbecue Nation. You too, California.